How do we handle disappointment? Do we throw a fit? Do we give up? Do we yell at God? It might be a combination of all three. I want to help you out with this quick episode of something that happened with me. So, a couple of years back, I was applying for a job, and I'll actually tell you what it is. I was applying to be a state trooper, and I was doing everything I knew how to do to prepare for it. I did the physical part, I did all the parts that was needed. I didn't get the job. And when I tell you I was so sour, I was so bitter, I yelled at God, I was angry. And my reason was, God, I'm doing this to better myself and to create a better path for my family. So I'm thinking that I'm doing everything in my power that I know to do on my side to create a better, a more financial way for my family to make it. And for months, I was angry. Like I was angry. I would see signs that said like hiring for a cop, and I'm thinking, God, there are dudes who are probably getting these jobs who don't even care about the job. I really want to help the community. I really want to help people. I really want to do right by it, and I just didn't get it. And it came back up so many times, and disagreements. It came back up, and when I would try something new, I would feel like I'm gonna fail all over again. I'm disappointed. God, why didn't you give this to me? And I can't tell you how much I cried. I just thought I was a failure. Maybe you're in a point where you're in that part of the journey where like you're crying, you're yelling at God, you feel like a failure. I want to first tell you, go ahead and process your feelings. Go ahead and feel what you need to feel. I don't want you to bypass that part, because if you do, you won't try new things, or you'll start to become immune to failure, or you'll become immune to allowing yourself to shut down. I don't want that for you. I did that, and one day I was in the yard with my daughter, and I think we were in the back like raking leaves or something like that, raking leaves, doing whatever we had to do, and it hit me like a ton of bricks. The Spirit of God has said, you would have made an awesome cop, but a horrible husband. Now, let me just give a disclaimer. I'm not saying that cops who are married are horrible husbands. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that anybody in that field is horrible. I'm not saying that. I'm saying what I knew God told me. And the crazy thing was, I wasn't even thinking about this at this time. I was just literally thinking about picking up leaves and making sure a lady didn't do something crazy to herself. When he said this, I realized that, okay, this means me being a husband is more important, but this also means there's something that's happening that I don't know about. So I came in, I told my wife, and we talked about it. Fast forward years later, I realized I was in prayer this morning. This was about maybe 3 years ago, maybe. I'm in prayer this morning, and I'm reminded that this current transition that I'm going into or in, if I would have gotten the job also, I wouldn't have been able to do this new transition that's happening, which I'll reveal later. Because my mind would have been so occupied on just being a better state trooper. It would have been so occupied on, I'm already getting money, no reason to reach for something else. It would have been based on, I need to get this money to retire. I would have been locked into that. And God knows me more than I know myself. I know for a fact that if I'm locked in like that, it's going to be really, really hard to get me out. So it came back to me this morning. You never know when God doesn't give you something, you never know why exactly he's saying no, sometimes until later. There have been times that I've asked God and I've begged God for things. And if he would have said yes, it's not that he couldn't done it. He could have done it. If he would have said yes, I would have been in a worse predicament, because I didn't know what was going to be happening 2 years from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. The Bible talks about him being Alpha and Omega, him being the beginning and him being the end. The cool part about that is we understand clearly that he knows something that we don't know. He knows everything. He knows me from the day I was born to the day I'm going to die. He knows everything that's going to happen. So why not listen to his judgment? Why not listen to his word? Why not listen to what he's saying? That sounds good, Drew, but it doesn't sound good when you're disappointed. It doesn't sound good when you're facing hell. It doesn't sound good when you're it doesn't sound good when you're in the middle of things. But I want to tell you that even in your disappointment, even in your despair, don't stop believing God. Don't stop talking to God. Don't stop crying out to God. Scripture in Psalms, I think it's Psalm 62, that talks about pouring out our hearts before God. The cool thing and the amazing part about that is if I can pour out my heart before God, if I can not lean on my own understanding, if I can do these things and just vent to Him, then I get this emotion, my emotions, I get them under control. And I don't go and make some hasty decision. I don't go and make some decision that's going to cost me something down the line. I don't go and just give up. Pour out your hearts before Him. But if you're in a place of disappointment, you're in a place of despair, just know, even from Jeremiah 29:11, that God's thoughts is to give you an expected end. His thoughts are not to harm you. He doesn't say that we won't have tribulations. He talks about that. He says, in this world, you'll have tribulations, but be of good cheer because I've overcome the world. He doesn't say that we won't have troubles. He doesn't say that we won't have bad days. He doesn't even say that we won't have bad seasons. But he says, I'll never leave you and I'll never forsake you. So God's on your side. I'm rooting for you. Be great, guys. I'm out of here.